In this video, I am demonstrating how I made various types of lids for these pinch pots that I made in a previous video, and also how I made the geometric lid for the paddled pot that I also did in a previous video. Now, I'm going to start by showing a different way to cut a gallery. In the previous video, I used a ribbon tool to cut a gallery around the edge. In the case of this one, I'm using a notched card. So this is a notched, like a hotel room key or credit card type of plastic. And I'm holding it along there and I'm pulling it. Now, the clay is leather hard as I'm doing this, and as you pull it along, it's going to make a very specific sized notch for you. And this pot has a gallery and it will have a slab lid. Another type of notch that I'm going to be doing is a full notch. So this one goes on the outside and the inside of the pot rim. So this one might be a little bit more uniform. If your pot rim is a little bit thicker, you're going to be shaving down the thickness of the rim so it becomes uniform all the way around. And again, this has a notch, so it is automatically making the gallery. Oh, and I just put a little piece of paper underneath there to create kind of a turntable for this. So again, the pot is fully leather hard when you do this. And you can see you can make kind of a nice uniform gallery with this method. And again, you don't want it too soft or you will gouge. So the next method is pinching a lid. I'm going to show both with a added flange later and a flange pinched. So I'm going to start off with a ball of clay and I'm just pinching it, and I'm kind of making an oval one. This is going to be for the small little oval pot there. And I'm pinching and doming it. And then I'm pressing it firmly against the gallery that's been cut, and you can see the little double line there. That's going to be the indicator of what I'm going to use when I will trim this so it fits down in the gallery. But I won't do that, of course, until it becomes leather hard. So I'll just store it on the pot, making sure that it's nice and even and domed. The next method of pinching, I'm going to be pinching a ball that is completely hollow, and I'm pinching the flange down on this one. Now, this one is going to look quite big and sloppy at the beginning. It's sticking out beyond the edge of the form, but when it is leather hard, I'll be trimming that off later. But this one does have an opening in the bottom of the flange. The clay just sticks down in there. Next up, I'll be making a slab lid. So for making a slab, you can throw or roll or press a slab. Here I'm flipping the pot upside down, trimming it out, and then I'm taking a baby rib and I'm doming it. So that's going to be one with a gallery. Next, I'm making another slab for the cutout pot, and I am going to be making it the same size, and that one I'm leaving flat. Next, I'm making another slab, just ribbing it, and I'm making it a little bit bigger than the little the pot with the legs. And then I'm going to rib it indented, because this is now upside down. It's actually going to go like that. It's going to have a little kind of a dome on the top. Now, once the lids are leather hard, then they can be cleaned. I start off by making them uniform with a shredder or a Surform on the exterior. And then I'm using a notched rib. Now, it's just a card that I have notched, and it will contour the very rim of the lid to have a very specific contour and thickness. So it helps to create uniformity. You can make one easily. Next, with the really domed lid, I'm making the bottom flat, and then I'm taking the shredder all around to remove the dents and the bumps. And then on the next lid, I'm again trying to get the outside very, very round, and then I'm flattening the bottom, also again with the shredder, and then using the notched card on the rim as well to sculpt it and make it look uniform. and then a little bit of a yellow rib to smooth it. And then lastly, the paper towel is there as a lid lifter until it gets fired. Next, I'm creating an indent on the bottom so it doesn't rock. Next is the little slab lid that is flat. Now, if you can look on the edge, I actually have an indent when I pressed it onto the rim of the pot. It shows me where the gallery is going to be. So I'm just sure forming or using the shredders to take down the rim until it will just fit within the space of the gallery. And I just keep tweaking it and putting in there to try it until it really fits. Next, I'm kind of taking off a little bit of that corner because it is a thick slab, and I wanted to add a little bit more of an elegance to it by thinning the upper rim of that. And once that fits in, I'm just making sure it's flat and making sure that it doesn't rock, and there we go. There's the little flat lid in the gallery. All right, next is the pinched lid. Now, if you remember when I pushed that in there, I did create like a double line. That's where it was leaving the impression of the gallery. So I do have kind of a guide where I can use the Sureforms and the shredders down to make sure that it will still fit within that space. And then, of course, I will also do the bottom edge, making sure that the bottom edge is going to be flat because that is quite irregular at the moment. And of course, I also want to make sure that it's going to sit flat and I'm pressing it firmly on the table. And then just doing a few little tweaks on fitting, and then Sureforming the top to, again, get rid of any lumps and bumps that I might have. And there we go. There's the little pinch lid with the pot of the gallery. All right, next is going to be adding flanges and handles. Now, it's key that the flange and the handle are only added when they're about the same moisture as the rest of the lid. So I'm going to start out by rolling a coil, flattening it, and I'm using just a little roller, and then I'm making the coil an even thickness, so I'm trimming off the irregular edges. And then this is going to be looped to create a flange that goes on the underneath side of the lid. Now here's the trick. You need to make sure that the flange fits properly. So there's a little easy way that you can transfer the outer rim of the pot by wetting it, pressing a paper towel or a piece of paper on it, and boom, now you have the diameter of the pot. So I can use that paper towel and I can build the flange so it fits within that little circle, and I know it's going to work for my flange. So I'll build it in there, trim the edges. I'm going to join the edges as well. I would always recommend scoring and slipping and joining those edges when you put them together. And the flange is not going to be joined quite yet, but there I am, I'm scoring and slipping. It's not going to be joined quite yet, but it will be placed in the bottom of the lid to get stiffer. All right, since I did 2 experimental lids on this one, I'm doing 2 flanges for the different lids. It's 1 pot with 2 lids. So same thing, I made sure that it would fit within that circle, and then I'm placing it just within this domed lid. I'm not attaching it yet. Now once the moisture has become the same between the lid and the flange, then you can attach. Of course, you're going to score, you're going to slip, be really generous with the scoring and the slipping, and get in there and blend. You can use that little wooden Kemper tool or the end of a paintbrush, and then that's the way that one's going to look. Okay, so now I'm blending that one all the way. Next is scoring and slipping the next one. Again, I want to be really aggressive with the scoring and slipping, to making sure that this is not going to fall apart or anything. And blending. Once it's scored, slipped, then really blending it so it's made good contact. And again, this has 2 different lids for the same form. I just wanted to show you 2 different ways. All right, handles, again, are made but not attached until it becomes the same moisture. Also, I do need to finish cleaning the pots more before I attach the handles. I just wanted to show you how you can make handles right now. I've got some little curly cues that I'm looking at for the top of some of the lids. There we go. And tweaking the size, there we go. So that's going to be my little curly cue handle. A knob, remember, has one point of attachment. A handle has two. So here I'm making just a tiny little, like a little hedgehog. That's going to be my knob. And then on this one, this lid, I'm not actually putting a handle or a knob. I just wanted to show how I was cleaning up the outside once this has become stiff. And I'm taking off some of the corners that are slightly thin. You want to make sure that it's very uniform. And it should fit pretty evenly by this point because, again, the lid is exactly the same moisture as the pot when I just sureformed it. And then lastly, I'm going to just clean up the bottom of the flange there to make sure that it's nice and uniform and flat. And also I'm going to clean up the interior of it by carving away a little bit, making that whole uniform. And that is working on lids.